Good afternoon, Buffalo Grove. I'm Mike Turson, and I have the honor of being your host for today's Buffalo Grove Days Parade, which is going to start in just a little bit. But first, let's take a look at an interview. I had a chance to talk with our Grand Marshal, which is retired Fire Chief Mike Baker, and our village president, Eric Smith, and here's what they had to say. Good afternoon. I'm Mike Turson, and it's BG Days 2024, and it's Parade Day. And I'm here with our village president, Eric Smith. How you doing today, Eric?
Doing well, Mike. Thanks for being here again.
Yeah, my
Appreciate
pleasure. So my first question for you, people think you just wake up one day and you become village president, but it doesn't work that way, does it?
No, it doesn't.
There's like a process. So let's start with, when did you first move to Buffalo Grove?
Well, it's been a long and winding road. I moved here in 1988.
Okay. I was graduating high school that year.
Thanks. Appreciate
Yeah,
that.
no problem. And it was Buffalo Grove High School.
Okay.
So, at least I kept it local, kept it
Thank-
relevant to
thank you
what
for
we're talking about. So 1988, you move here. How soon before you said, you know what, I want to get involved in the community. I want to get involved in the local government and what makes our community run. How soon did that happen?
That happened right away. 1988, I opened my chiropractic practice, immediately joined the Buffalo Grove Chamber of Commerce. Somebody invited me to a Rotary meeting, ended up joining a Rotary Club, met people, volunteered, did things, and eventually one of the village presidents put me in as a member of the Board of Health. And
Okay.
that's where it all began.
How long were you on the Board of Health?
A couple of years there.
And that first year, you're like, I'm going to be village president one day.
No.
Okay, so you Board of
No,
Health,
Board of Health.
and then where'd you?
Appearance Commission.
Okay.
Planning Commission. And then somebody left town, a trustee left town. One of the
There was a-
presidents
yeah.
appointed me to fill the slot.
And you did
And
that for a
that's
couple
where-
years.
that's where it
that
began.
started, and then you
Yes.
left the board
I
because
left
you only
the
did that
board.
as a temporary thing.
Right. I was the chairman of the Plan Commission for several years, and then decided to run for the village
All
board.
right. And so total, how many years? I mean, really, since 1988, you've been
Yeah.
involved.
So 36
That's,
years.
That's a lot
yeah.
of years.
Long
Okay.
time. Long time.
So
Enjoyed every minute of it too. I appreciate
I,
it.
I can tell that actually. I see, I get around town too, and
Thanks.
I see you at these events and
Thank you.
ribbon cuttings and all this stuff. And I've always thought you and I had conversations a long time ago. I was like, yeah, this guy would be a good village president.
Thank you.
I think you're doing a great job.
Thank
All
you.
right.
We've always said the time comes when we don't enjoy things that we're doing, we're not going to do it anymore.
Yeah.
That
So-
time hasn't come yet.
So when I think about back in 1988, when I was graduating high school, you were getting your practice started and moving to the community and volunteering. It was a very different community from a commercial business perspective.
Yes.
And Town Center, which is now being redeveloped into the
Yes.
Clove, that was new back then. That was a new development. So when you look at how things have evolved over the years, what's your takeaway? What are your thoughts on it? And I know you're proud of what's happening now, but there's an evolution to that.
Very proud of what's going on now. And it's interesting you say that because back in 1988, when it first opened, the town center, several years after that, not many years after that, that's all I kept hearing when I was on these commissions. What can you do about town center? What can you do about
And it
town
wasn't
center?
that bad back then.
Everybody,
it was
everybody
new.
had a negative opinion of it from day one year.
Right.
So we're very excited about what's happening there now. We brought in a new developer investing about $150 million in it. It's going to launch everything else that goes on in town right now. We've got the Rorman property that took off from that. So the more these things take off, the more it builds on itself, and more developers want to come in. They see the energy and momentum that we have, and it just feeds upon itself. And I get invigorated by it.
Well, I do too. It is very exciting. And working for the Park District, I've really been excited about seeing these new businesses come into the community, and they immediately get involved in what we're doing. When you look at the sponsorship banners here at BG Days or different Park District events throughout the year, or you see a table at an event, these businesses, and some of them are international businesses. Guzman y Gomez is one that comes to mind. They are from Australia.
Yes.
And the guy who is their president, who is from Australia. He was here in Buffalo Grove, not just when they opened. He's been here a few times,
Yes,
and he's
he
come
has.
to a concert in the park, and they've put a significant amount of money back into our community, not just by having their business here, but by sponsoring our events and doing things like that. So I think
Absolutely.
that's an energy and an inertia that is so good for Buffalo Grove,
I
and it's
agree.
so exciting to see that happening.
I agree 100%.
All right, well, Eric, Buffalo Grove has this new branding that they've done this past year, which is very exciting, and the tagline is "Smart with Heart."
Yes.
And I jokingly think, were they thinking of Eric Smith when they came up with that? Because I've always thought you were a really smart guy.
Thank you.
And you have heart. You care. You're like one of those people who cares, sometimes to a fault, like me. And so I think you are the epitome of smart with heart. And I think
Thank
you're
you.
doing a great job as village
Thank
president.
you so much, Mike.
And a pleasure
We,
getting to talk to you.
thank you.
You and I have conversations a lot, but it's nice to have a conversation where we have eavesdroppers.
Thank you. And
Kind of.
let me take this opportunity from the village's point of view to thank you and the Park District for our partnership on Buffalo Grove. It's worked out phenomenally.
I agree.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, there's a guy next to you that I'm going to reach in and talk to. He is our Grand Marshal of this parade. He was our fire chief. He is retired now, but he, out of the kindness of his heart, he took a Sunday, a holiday weekend off during retirement to come back and visit us and be our Grand Marshal. This is, what is the proper title? Retired fire chief? Fire chief retired. Is that more military?
Yeah, just retired is fine.
Retired is good. It's Mike Baker. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Mike. How are you?
I'm doing great. How's it feel to be the Grand Marshal of the parade?
Oh, it's truly an honor. When President Smith, gave me the call, I was kind of like, wow, that's kind of cool. We've always been in the parade in the fire department, but this will be fun. I'll have the village manager with me, and we'll get our princess waves on, and we'll have a good time.
Nice. Now, I'm going to admit that you and I met a long time ago, and from day one, I was very jealous of you because I wanted to be a fireman, like every other kid, and I was going to be the fire chief, and somehow my career path just didn't work out that way. But you've had quite a career. It started before you came to Buffalo Grove. Tell us a little bit about how you decided to get into that line of work and kind of the path that led you to Buffalo Grove.
Actually, I kind of got into the whole thing. I have no firefighter history. I have nobody in my family. Actually, my dad was a corporate pilot. He flew for Mobil Oil, so I wanted to be a pilot. But
So your career path didn't work out the way you thought either. Okay.
no, not at all. Which is quite honestly is okay. Actually, I got kind of my interest in Boy Scouts. A friend of mine from Boy Scouts was a cadet on a fire department. Says, hey, you ought to try this. You'd like it. And so I actually started when I was 19. And probably even before you were born, but that was, certainly before 1988. And so I did that part-time, and then I went to school, and I continued to do that part-time. And then actually that same department gave me an offer to be one of their first full-time firefighter paramedics. And so I did. And so I took that, and I haven't looked back since. So that was 45 years ago, and it's been a blast. It has been a blast.
And you came to Buffalo Grove then in what year?
I came here in 2013, and I actually came on board as the deputy.
And what was it like, kind of like finishing out your career in a town like Buffalo Grove?
It's phenomenal, and I've always told people that, and especially Dane Bragg, the village manager. I cannot think of a better place to end my career than here in Buffalo Grove. This is such a unique community, and I tell people all the time, people are so proud of this community that when you talk to them, they said, oh, hi, my name's so-and-so. I've lived here for 20, 25, 30 years. Right before I retired, we met a couple over at Lou's. We were having lunch, and they said that they were still in the original house when they moved to Buffalo Grove. It was the second house built in Buffalo Grove.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, okay, so now you're retired. What's the next chapter for you? What do you enjoy doing? What are your hobbies? Are you truly retiring, or are you going to go do something else?
Yeah, I'm pretty much truly going to retire. I do teach classes online, and so I do some hybrid classes and those kinds of things. So pretty much that's it. We are my wife and I are going to be retiring down to South Carolina on a lake. And so the house is being built now, and so we will be eventually moving down there. And I plan to get back into fishing and we'll get a boat and all that other fun stuff.
Awesome. Well, thank you for taking some time to talk to us today. But more importantly, thank you for all your years of service to our community. I've been here my whole life, and I have my finger on the pulse of Buffalo Grove, and people love our fire department and all the things. It's not, you guys don't just provide paramedic services and fire protection. You guys are out in the community doing, like open houses and events and just things people can bring their kids to. And I see you guys out there all the time. And so I'm not going to give 100% of the Smart with Heart branding to President Eric Smith. I'm going to give you some of that as well, because I think you epitomize that as well. And honestly, our whole village, is just, I'm really proud of our community. I've always been proud of our community. And when I look back at how we've evolved, it's not that I feel like, well, maybe I shouldn't have been proud of our community before. Because I think at the time in the era, there was things to be proud of. But when I look at how far we've come, I look back and I'm like, wow, we are light years advanced. And the things we are doing, like I'm looking at it like a chess game, 8 moves out. We're positioning ourselves to be able to do this and then to do that. And I can tell that is what you and Dane Bragg and the village staff and the village board and conversations with the park district, working with other entities in the community. It really is a holistic plan for the future, put ourselves in a good position to be an even better community as we go. And then in 20 years, we're going to look back at now and think, oh, maybe we weren't as great back then, but it truly is. So
Thank you.
I thank you both, especially for your hard work and for being leaders in an organization that is a very large organization with a lot of people. And I think people in the community, maybe they don't realize what goes into all the things that make the water come out of your faucet and just the infrastructure things. And you don't hear a lot of complaints. And the reason you don't hear a lot of complaints is because of the excellent job that everybody does. So thank you so much for that. And
appreciate the kind words.
Yeah,
Thanks,
it's the truth. It's the truth. And enjoy the parade. I'll be sitting there in the shade waving at you. And the community will be watching, and they'll hopefully be out here as well, lining the streets. And we couldn't have had better weather for a parade. So
it's a good day to be out.
It is a great day. So we look forward to the parade starting soon. You guys have a great day. Buffalo Grove, have a great rest of our BG Days weekend. We hope to see you out at the fest as well. And we'll see you soon.
All right, thanks. Have a good day.
Not that you'll be able to hear anything I say, but here is the Buffalo Grove Fire Department, a full-service fire department providing fire EMS, fire prevention, public education, inspection services, technical rescue, hazardous materials response, and dive rescue and recovery. The Buffalo Grove Fire Department responds to almost 5,000 calls annually. They're here to protect and serve the citizens and visitors to Buffalo Grove, a mission they take very seriously. And if you're just joining us on the live stream, we had to jump in here pretty quick. And we hope you hear us over the phone, but we don't know. A little lull in the action here, so I'll let you know. My name is Mike Turson, and I'm your host today for today's parade and our live broadcast for our online watchers and listeners. This is not my first Buffalo Grove Parade broadcast, but it is my first in a few years, so I'm happy to be back. We have about 60 parade entrants this year. So we have some old favorites, some new ones, some local businesses that we know and love. So we'll get a a nice variety of parade floats and participants this year. And I know everybody's wondering, will the Shriners be back? What is a parade without the Shriners?
Yeah, let me get these two little kids here. Go.
Usually the big gaps are at the end of the parade, not at the beginning. Well, now I know why there's a big gap. They stop for donuts.
Oh, God.
There's a big donut police car making its way here. It has a trophy, which makes me wonder, did they win the award for like the car being decorated, or did they eat the most donuts?
All right, so here's some other kids.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Buffalo Grove Police Department.
Back in, going up, go. One clear, is one clear?
The Buffalo Grove Police Department is an outstanding and dedicated group of sworn police officers, professional support staff, and volunteers who are committed to serving, protecting, and educating the residents of Buffalo Grove. Representing them today are Police Chief Brian Buds, Deputy Chief Brian Sklar, and BGPD Therapy Dog Grady. Behind them is BGPD's 5-0 Cruiser.
All right, back on two.
Officer Bobby Gaska raced this car at the Law Enforcement Torch Run Special Olympics 5-0 race back in June, where they took first place and raised over $5,000 for their athletes. Give them a nice round of applause. Now I feel bad that I made the joke about the trophy being for the donuts. All right, next up we have Cub Scout Pack 381 from the school in my neighborhood, the Longfellow Longhorns. Once a Longhorn, always a Longhorn, that's right. I tell that to my 20-year-old son and he just looks at me. Now the Cub Scouts are officially escorting our Grand Marshal. Please give a nice round of applause to retired Fire Chief Mike Baker. He retired this year after an amazing 45 years in the fire service, including the last 10 right here in Buffalo Grove. And he is with our village manager. Give it up for Dane Bragg. All right, now making their way around the corner is the Buffalo Grove Village Board. They include Village President Eric Smith and trustees Joanne Johnson, Frank Cesario, Les Ottenheimer, Andy Stein, Dave Weidenfeld, and Denise Bochek. Buffalo Grove is a community that seamlessly blends intelligence with compassion. From its exceptional schools and green spaces to its accessibility and commitment to progress, BG is a place where every decision and every day is smart with heart. And right behind them are the Wheeling Amvets. Post 66 under Commander Ken Nielsen. The post is located at 700 McHenry Road in Wheeling, and the public is welcome noon to 9 p.m. daily. Their contingent contains the color guard, from the D214 NJROTC program. And a 1924 Willys Knight Overland. And the MVETS Post 66 float with member veterans and their families aboard. Please join me in thanking them for their service. And now we have our first of many Shriners, or as they like to be called, the Shrine Masons. They belong to Shriners International, formerly known as the Ancient Arabic Order of the Nobles of the Mystic Shrine for North America. The Shrine is an international fraternity of approximately 300,000 members who belong to shrine temples throughout the world. And the Shrine is best known for its colorful parades, its distinctive red fez, and its official philanthropy, Shriners Hospitals for Children. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you hear those sweet sounds? Give it up for the Stevenson High School Marching Band. The returning Best in Show Buffalo. They're award-winning, and they'll be performing a variety of selections of rock songs. And I promise you, it is not the smallest marching band you've ever seen. Sing along if you know the words. One more nice round of applause for the Stevenson Marching Band, huh? All right, coming up next is the Stevenson High School Patriot Theater Company. They are presenting the Broadway hit musical The Prom, performing this November 15th, 16th, and 17th. And right after the theater company is the Stevenson High School Greek Club. Greek Club at Stevenson High School is dedicated to representing and celebrating Greek culture and its impact upon the world. Students come together to enjoy food, dance, music, games, art, history, and philosophy. Meetings include social activities, service opportunities, and field trips. Whether you are of Greek descent or not, everybody is welcome at Greek Club. All right, making its way next is my favorite float in the parade. Not that I'm trying to influence the judges at all. Give it up for the Buffalo Grove Park District. They've built a replica amphitheater for their floats, including a live rock band. How about it? The Park District helps run BG Days every year. And we want to thank them for their support and making this all possible. Representing the Park District today are the Hurricane Swim Team, which started back in 1974. And rumor has it, there is a swim record from 1975 that still stands. I'm not making that up. We also have dancers from Studio 83 and the VG Singers. They're going to be performing their 29th annual choral concert titled Happy. It's going to take place at the Community Arts Center, and it's going to be the weekend of September 27th, 28th, and 29th. Tickets for their concert are available online right now. Pull out your phones. Go to bgsingers.org. Good seats still available. How about a nice round of applause for the Studio 83 dancers? Next up is the Buffalo Grove Community Pageant. They're in their 7th year in Buffalo Grove, and they have just crowned the 2024 group of girls to represent Buffalo Grove in the Lake County Community Pageant. The girls look forward to representing Buffalo Grove in many events this year. Please welcome our 2024 Buffalo Grove Pageant winners, Miss Buffalo Grove, Lavanya Kulkarni, Teen Miss Buffalo Grove, Adia Galapati, Junior Miss Buffalo Grove, Lakshana Aranprasad, and Little Miss Buffalo Grove, Ayafi Uruganda. The Buffalo Grove Queens will compete in November in the Lake County Community Pageant. Good luck, ladies. And then right after them is the Lake County Community Pageant. Please welcome our 2024 Lake County Community Pageant Queens, Miss Lake County Gianna Barbour, Teen Miss Lake County Natalia Alvarez, Junior Miss Lake County Melanie Mateos, and Little Miss Lake County Murdu Praveen. The Lake County Community Pageant program provides young women living in Lake County the opportunity to improve on life skills such as interviewing, public speaking, and leadership, while also working together I lost my teleprompter there, sorry about that, on all sorts of community service projects. Give a nice round of applause. All right, next up we have the 4 STEM Club. Their mission is to cultivate a vibrant community of passionate individuals united by a shared commitment to science, technology, engineering, and mathematics by integrating creativity, communication, critical thinking, and collaboration into STEM education. And we have the Rotary Club of Buffalo Grove. They support local charities and initiatives in BG, including hunger relief, school and safety programs, park improvements, plus student exchanges and service projects around the globe. You can help support Rotary's efforts by purchasing a Lucky Duck in their annual duck race held today at 5:15 p.m. and streamed live on the BG Rotary Facebook page. Over $3,000 in prizes is up for grabs, and each duck purchase increases your chance to win. Stop by the information booth to say hi to your BG Rotarians and learn more. And coming up in that space-age looking vehicle there, being driven by the beautiful Mr. Christopher Stilling, this is the Shorewood Development Group. They're bringing electrifying new developments to Buffalo Grove, including a Tesla sales and service center, which is under construction now at the new Bison Crossing development on Dundee Road. At the wheel of the Tesla Cybertruck is Deputy Village Manager Chris Stilling. And performing on the bed of the Cybertruck is the Cialto Lindo Family Trio. Give them a nice round of applause. I'm being saluted by Shriners. Ladies and gentlemen, the Medina Shriners Patrol Segway Unit. They were formed in 1886. How many of you were there riding those Segways in 1886? I want to know. Just you? The OG Shriner. They are the oldest parade unit in all of Shrindom. I did not make that word up, it's on the script. But I like it, Shrindom. They've won innumerable competitions and championships over the decades. All right, judges, we got another float here. This is a nice float. The Buffalo Grove Bank and Trust. Buffalo Grove Bank and Trust is your community bank. And I'll just throw in a proud sponsor of the Buffalo Grove Park District and BG Days. They are located at 200 North Buffalo Grove Road, and they are proud to sponsor this year's festival. And then next we have the staff and teachers of School District 21 Education Association. Well, they didn't give me her name on the unicycle.
I'm Tate.
That's Tate! Give it up for Tate on the unicycle! I can't do that. If I did that, it would be sponsored by Northwest Community Hospital. All right, next up we have St. Mary Parish and School. They've been a cornerstone of the Buffalo Grove community since 1847. For over 175 years, St. Mary has been providing outstanding faith information, excellent academic experiences, and an incredible community to the residents of the northwest suburbs. Many of the earliest families to settle in Buffalo Grove, including the Ralph and Widener families, were members of the St. Mary community. All right, next up, Cub Scout Pack 140, also from St. Mary's. Their Scouts range from kindergarten to 5th grade, and the pack has been active for over 50 years. Nothing like a long wool, long sleeve suit on a hot summer day. Give it up for the Knights of Columbus. Sweating their way through the parade. The Knights of Columbus of St. Elizabeth and Seton Assembly representing Buffalo Grove, Arlington Heights, Mount Prospect, and Wheeling. And next we have Hindu Swayamsevak Sangh USA, otherwise known as HSS. They are a voluntary nonprofit socio-cultural organization aiming to develop selfless leaders. Each week, HSS conducts structured programs for the Lake County and Cook County areas that include yoga, songs, stories, games, team building activities, and other programs for children and adults to preserve and raise awareness of their culture and heritage. I hear drums and I see fire. This is Chief Mana, representing the island of Samoa. Give it up for him. You know, if you see a man twirling fire near you, you should always clap. Chief Mana is part of the Little Aloha Show in Gurnee. You can book Chief Mana at intensifyyourevent.com, which I think is a very appropriate domain, because that looks very intense. Chief Mana is also part of 360 Events and Entertainment Incorporated. Mahalo! Next up, one of my favorite groups, and not because I am a proud graduate and Bison myself from the class of 1988, give it up for Buffalo Grove High School. First saw their varsity Poms team, and now it's the Bison Pride Marching Band. As one of the largest student groups at Buffalo Grove High School, the marching band is a talented ensemble, proudly performing at community events like this one, home football games, and marching band competitions. They are grateful for the ongoing support from the community. To learn more about how you can support the program and their amazing students, please visit bgband.org. One more time, give it up for the Bison Marching Band. All right, these athletes look like they play a little soccer. Give it up for Schwaben Athletic Club. Schwaben Athletic Club is a Buffalo Grove community youth and adult soccer club founded in 1926. How many of you here played back then? Anyone? You can find find them at schwabensoccer.com. All right, this lovely decorated pickup truck that looks like the ocean with all sorts of sequins is Angaza Center. They are an Illinois 501c3 nonprofit whose mission is to improve the economic and social circumstances of young girls and boys in rural African secondary schools through the power of technology access and digital literacy. Give them a nice round of applause. A beautifully decorated, I'll call it a float, but it's really a truck. But it looks like the ocean, which makes me think it's floating. Another parade entry where I do not say I can do that. This is Flat 43 BMX team. They've been competing and performing for the past 25 years. These tricks take endless years of practice and dedication. Flat 43 BMX promotes bicycle safety and always wear helmets like they do during their performances. I would need the helmet, the knee pads, the elbow pads, the wrist guards, the face mask, the bubble wrap, all of it, and an ambulance nearby. You do wear helmets. I don't blame you. All right, next we have our shortest parade entrance. Walking on 4 legs. Give it up for Doggy Gym and Swim. Doggy Gym and Swim is a new dog swimming and rehab facility in Rolling Meadows. Now, I don't know why I'm suddenly getting hungry and craving a butter burger or some frozen custard. Hey, Kevin Weisler, what's the flavor of the day? Turtle? Well, I know where I'm going after the parade. I'm going to go get a butter burger and some turtle custard. How about a nice round of applause for Culver's of Buffalo Grove? I'm going to have you know that they are the Buffalo Grove Park District's first ever corporate sponsor since back in 2005, and they participate in almost every community event. And right after Culver's of Buffalo Grove is KinderCare. They had the shortest commute to today's parade, located right down the street. They serve children from 6 weeks to 5 years old, and they are now enrolling for fall of 2024. Now that is quite a costume. That is Wing Dancer. Tilda is an award-winning belly dance performer and instructor, quickly growing a passion for the dance and culture. She has worked with internationally acclaimed artists and producers. How long did it take to make that costume? More than an hour. Ah, yes, Ladies and gentlemen, more Shriners. Since 1968, the Medina Flying Carpets have performed all over the United States and Canada, and to this day, one of the founding members is still flying a carpet 50 years later. Led by their Grand Caliph, Tim Dooley. They are one of Medina Shriners' premier parade units. Their antics and parade maneuvers are requested by many cities and townships all over the Midwest. If we could kindly ask everyone on the median to move over. Not that you shouldn't be on camera for a little bit. You are beautiful people. But the live stream wants to see the flow. So thank you for your cooperation. How about a nice round of applause for Buffalo Grove's Buffalo Creek Brass. They're in an ensemble of 5 to 11 brass musicians that perform a diverse repertoire covering a wide range of styles, from classical to jazz to marches to pop. This remarkable group of brass players aim to share their love of music with audiences, celebrating the best of brass music. Next, we have the Vernon Township Republicans with a rather large elephant. The Vernon Township Republicans are made up of volunteers who work to educate and engage voters and elect Republican leaders who will champion efforts to make Illinois the best state to live, work, and raise families. Now, I think I spoke in error earlier when I saw someone on stilts and gave credit to this gentleman when I said I thought it was Jason Cullum. I didn't realize Jason got bumped a little later in the parade. And here he is in his Uncle Sam stilt walking attire. Claiming to be the world's tallest Uncle Sam. He might be. Jason performs juggling and variety shows, stilt walking, balloon twisting, and bubble shows too. He performs for kids and families all over the Midwest at all types of venues. Visit jasonvarietyshow.com to have one of his many talents at your next event. And immediately following Jason, or should I say Uncle Sam and his group of Republicans, we have the Civil Air Patrol Palwaukee chapter.
Jim Paris, vote for Jim Paris. Congress. Go Patriots.
The composite squadron are volunteers serving America's communities, saving lives, and shaping futures. All right, next up, it's not quite as big as the Stevenson or Buffalo Grove High School Marching Band, but they are mighty. This is Hope Lutheran Church. And right behind them is Chicago Tamil Sangam Panparai. An ancient musical drum originated from Tamil Nadu, dating back several thousand years. It is a unique musical instrument that involves beating a drum with 2 sticks and also dancing to the tunes with the steps called Out of Us. You know, back in the 1990s, we would have called that the extended dancing mix. They didn't get the memo that it's a parade of drums and keep moving. It's a concert now. Not only was it the extended dance mix, it was the B-side also. Ladies and gentlemen, next, more Shriners, give it up for Medina Shriners Antique Car Club. They represent 9 decades of automotive history. Their mission statement is, "We drive so children can walk." The drums may have been the longest dramatic pause in the history of the BG Days Parade. They should get a trophy just for that. The award for longest pause. I mean, they're not the flying carpets, but they are kind of cool cars. Is that a hardtop convertible? The roof comes off? Did anyone not tell you it was going to be a beautiful day and you could have taken the roof off? Oh, you want the air conditioning? Okay. If it were me, I would have taken the roof off. I'm just saying. Sir, no dancing and driving. There's a village ordinance. How hard is it to get parts for that car? You can't hear me. The music is way too loud. He's not even driving the car. His hand is nowhere near the steering wheel. Those of you in driver's ed, 10 and 2. This is not how you should drive. The music should be a little softer and hands on the wheel. All right, next up, we have Stallions Gate Mustang and Ford Club. They're a social club of Mustang and Ford enthusiasts in the Chicago area, founded in 1993 and headquartered in the northern suburbs of Chicago. They have cruises during the summer, attend car shows and cruise nights, monthly meetings, and an annual holiday party, along with other exciting activities throughout the year. And notice how all of their convertibles have their tops down, because that's what you do when it's 80 degrees. You take your top down on your convertible. Or why have a convertible? He wishes he had the convertible. '53. What movie was that? Was that Hercules Love Bug? It wasn't a Mustang though. Wasn't it a VW Bug? Well, he loved the movie and he loved Mustang, so he's gonna hybrid that. All right, next up, BG Pride and the Pinta Pride Project. Give it up for them. They aim to highlight, celebrate, and normalize the LGBTQ community in the northwest suburbs in a family-friendly way. They hope you and your family were able to enjoy the 2024 parade and plan to join them again next year on June 1st. All right, what is a parade without politicians? And here come ours. Leading it off, representing us in Congress. Give it up for Brad Snyder. He represents the 10th district in Illinois in the House of Representatives, and he's running for re-election in 2024. He previously represented the district from 2013 to 2015 and is currently serving from 2017 until the present. And right behind the congressman is one of our local state representatives. How about a nice round of applause for Dan Dittich? State Representative Daniel Dittich represents the 59th district in the Illinois House of Representatives, and he is currently running for re-election. Now my script says Mara Altenberg, our Lake County board member, but I think she has some friends there too. Have a nice round of applause for Mara. And with her, Lake County Circuit Court Clerk Darren Cartwright Weinstein and Lake County State's Attorney Eric Reinhardt. After Mara Altenberg of the Wheeling Township Democrats. Their organization represents Democrats in Wheeling Township, including all parts of Wheeling, Buffalo Grove, Arlington Heights, Prospect Heights, and Mount Prospect. The Wheeling Dems are led by committee person and State Senator Mark Walker. Now, here's what I want to know. Do the coolers have beverages in them? Just water? Just water. Really? I know. It's a family event. You could have at least put some Gatorade or, I got Madagascar coconut mango, something fruity. Those are the Lake County Shrine Club Medina Shriners and their Club Cooler Cars. In all seriousness, though, the Shriners are doing great work for kids in hospitals. Give the Shriners a nice round of applause. No matter how ridiculous they look on their vehicles. Now, I know you're all wondering, so I'm going to ask for all of us. Does that plane really fly? No? Okay. Thank you, sir, for your honesty. It is a cool looking plane though, I will say that. The Medina Aviators Unit was founded in 1967 for the purpose of flying children and their parents to one of the Shriners hospitals for treatment. The Aviators participate in Chicagoland parades with their 1/3 scale model Piper Navajo airplane to raise money for the Transportation Fund. While several of their members own their own airplane, neither aircraft ownership or being a pilot is required for membership. What do you think of that plane, huh? Isn't that cool? Judges, did you see that? That's kind of cool. I'm not saying they should get an award, but that was kind of cool. It would be better if it flew, but the runway that we like to call Deerfield Parkway just isn't wide enough. So let's not deduct points for that. All right, next up, Vegas Landscaping Incorporated. As they're a premier landscaping company that specializes in helping clients increase the value and beauty of their homes by creating elegant outdoor living spaces. They create beautiful garden designs by combining seasonal color, perennials, landscaping, and maintenance. Now, if I don't pronounce this correctly, I expect someone to yell it out for me, okay? This is Pasquesi Athletics. Did I do it? I did it. They offer professional training for youth in a variety of sports, focusing on creating confidence in our youth by showing them their own potential. That vehicle makes me want to say, America. That right there is a America vehicle. Making their way up here, our next parade participant. No, it's not a chicken farm. It's Hatch Dispensary. Hatch is a leading medical and adult use cannabis dispensary with locations in Addison and Wheeling that delivers a breakthrough experience in unparalleled service, selection, and ambiance. I know, when I think of the word Hatch, I think of chickens. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the Jesse White Tumbling Team. The Jesse White Tumblers were created in 1959 to provide a positive alternative for inner city kids. Team members must stay away from gangs, drugs, alcohol, stay in school, and maintain a minimum C average. The team consists of male and female participants as young as age 6. The team with 7 units gives more than 1,500 performances each year at major sporting events and community business and charity functions. The Jesse White tumblers attract national and international attention and have performed throughout the United States and around the world. This again falls in the category of, I can't do that. Nor could I ever. On my most athletic and limber of days, I maybe could do a somersault, maybe. And I need a thicker mat. Now, the Jesse White tumblers, that's not their first parade. You can tell. They did not do the extended dance mix. They kept it moving. All right, who doesn't love the garbage truck? Give it up for Waste Management. Every week, taking away our trash and recyclables. And I'll have you know that Waste Management has been supporting events in our community like BG Days and concerts in the park and all sorts of park district programs for many, many years. Give a nice round of applause to Waste Management. You know, I would appreciate it if you would blast that horn about 2.5 blocks before you get to my house, because I forget the night before to put the garbage out. And if you let me know you're coming, I can run out there and get it there before you pass by. And that horn would be a big help. I realize my neighbor's not going to like that, but they'll get over it. And we'll all appreciate it. Who here is with me that you run out there because you hear the truck coming and you forgot to put the garbage out the night before? It's a fantastic horn. Why have we never heard it before? We've never heard it. This would be a huge help. All right, my script says LRS. Are you LRS? No. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, don't give a round of applause to LRS because this is not them. How about Rick Tattleman? Are you Rick Tattleman? Tattleman. I was really close. Is that an Aston Martin? That is Rick in his Aston Martin. What do you do, Rick? Besides drive a cool car. You're a retired teacher? Give it up for Rick. Retired teacher in his Aston Martin. That must be a heck of a teacher's pension if you got an Aston Martin. I know you said something very relevant and important and I couldn't hear it. His family ran Golden Arrow Day Camp in Buffalo Grove. Excellent. And you know what your hat makes me think of, Rick? America. America hat. Is this the end of our parade? Ladies and gentlemen, how about it for the 2024 BG Days Buffalo Grove Parade, huh? Well, this was fantastic this year. Did you guys have fun? I had fun. All right, well, for all of you who are watching us in Cyberland on our live stream, we're sorry you couldn't be out here with us live, but we're happy you did it, participated with us online. We'll be here next year, same place, same time. Come on out. It's a very fun parade. I just want to say on behalf of everyone at the Village of Buffalo Grove and the Buffalo Grove Park District, who make BG Days possible. We thank you for your support and coming out and participating in this event, because without the community, none of this would matter. So we hope you're enjoying it. We hope you had a great time. We still have one more night of BG Days tonight, and we still have 2 more days of BG Days. So come on out and enjoy the food, the beverage, the concerts. It really is the best BG Days that we've had yet. Judges, are you telling who your winners are? You're working on it. Okay, well, bgdays.com is our website. Follow us on social media. Find out who the big winners of the parade will be. And we look forward to seeing you again very soon and next year for our parade. Have a great day, everyone.